Hello, everyone, and welcome to Facts Supporting Life. My name is Ingrid, and thank you so much for joining me today. I am continuing on the subject of sin. This is where I'm sharing with you my comprehensive revelation of sin. I'm now on the third video, which is on the second topic, sin in the fallen state. On this particular topic, I will have a couple of videos in it. I will be covering the fallen state as into what it is and how it affects us. And I'm also going to cover sin in ignorance and how it leads to sin in disobedience. I'll go ahead and open with Isaiah 59:2, which reads, "But your iniquities have made a separation between you and your God, and your sins have hidden his face from you." Now, a little side note, before you continue to this particular topic, I do recommend that you go back to the previous videos I did. I did 2 videos already. Because you will be lost on this particular topic without these 2 videos I did. So I'll go ahead and put links of them below, and that way you have easy access. The very first video was an introduction where I covered the overall meaning of sin, whereas the second video was on the first topic, what is sin. I did focus there on the context of the word sin that is used as a noun, as well as the context of the word sin that is used as a verb. Okay, so let me go back to the verse at hand here, Isaiah 59:2, which is telling us that the nature of the sin covenant has separated us from God. Now, please note that this God that is being spoken of here is the God that all things were created through, and nothing that has been in creation was created without him. So we are also told that in this God was life, and this life was light to all of us, mankind. So when we are being separated from this God, we are falling away from the light that is in him, the light that we were created for, we were called to be in. So that just means that now we are in a place we're not supposed to be. Being separated from this God and falling away from this light put us in a position of being in a place we were not called to be, out of our calling, in other words, right? So according to Isaiah 59:2 here, it is telling us that our trespasses have hidden his face from us. The very place that we are in, that we're not supposed to be, have hidden the face of this God from us. In other words, has taken the knowledge of this God from us. When we talk of the fallen state, we're just talking of the state that is due to this fallen nature, the iniquity, which you find in the covenant of sin. And the covenant of sin, of course, is due to the original sin when Adam and Eve yielded themselves as servants to obey to the serpent. If you're familiar with Romans 6:16, it tells us that we need to know that whomever we yield ourselves as servants to obey, we will be in bondage to the one we are yielding ourselves as servants to obey. We will be servants to that one we have yielded ourselves to, even if it means the devil who has the power of death. Now, a side note there, the devil who has this power of death is the ancient serpent that Adam and Eve yielded themselves as servants to obey in the Garden of Eden. That is according to Revelation 22. So to recap here, a fallen state, it just means that what was created in light has fallen away from that light. It is now tainted with darkness, and it is defiled by the iniquity of the one that mankind yielded and submitted themselves as servants to obey to. What is important and what is very important on this particular topic, because we're going to be covering this, we're going to be talking a little about it a little bit more, it is these 2 factors that balances the fallen state, deception and ignorance. Now, please note that these 2 factors are the originators of the sin covenant. Right? Adam and Eve were really ignorant and deceived when they yielded themselves as servants to obey to the serpent. And that's why sin was never imputed on them, because there was no law. There was no knowledge of the law, in other words. Now, what we're going to be focusing on the next video is is what these two factors causes mankind to have. We will focus on the faulty perception that we have due to these two factors, and we are also going to focus on the error in our righteousness. Yes, these two factors are big because Satan really counts on them to keep and feed the fallen state. So go ahead and stay tuned for the next video, because it will be covering the faulty perception and that error in our righteousness. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay blessed and stay tuned for the next video.